All right, Vestas, you know I'm coming back. You know it's Saturday, and we got 24 hours before the next game against the Buffalo Bills. And we already know the Buffalo Bills, they are already on that playoff run. And as of now, they are 10-4. And yes, I know the Cleveland Browns, we are 3-11. But if the right pieces fall in place, and if the O-line just get their act together at least for this game and the next, I'll be happy. And so if the O-line don't get their stuff together, and if Jerry Jeudy want to continue to drop balls in the end zone, and if the O-line don't want to protect Shedeur Sanders from the left or the right or the center, and I'm going to hold on. You know I got some news about that center because he is gone. But if they don't want to do right, all I'm doing right now until the end of the season is praying that Shedeur Sanders stays safe, is protected at all times, and guard himself at all times. If Shedeur Sanders end this year with no major injuries, I deem that as a success. So let me keep pushing forward. So we already know what the score was last week. There's a chance that we may see a similar score tomorrow at the end of this game. From what my research is showing me, the Buffalo Bills is the second in the NFL regarding pass defense. So just like the Chicago Bears last week, they had a very good defense. Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns is about to go against a defense of the same caliber. But as long as that O-line can set up and at least give him 3 to 4 seconds to throw that ball, we will be in a better position. And guess what? I guess Jimmy Haslam is not in a basement. I guess Jimmy Haslam has not disappeared. And I guess Jimmy Haslam is no longer staying silent about the situation in the Cleveland Browns organization and with their team. Because if you didn't know, one of those O-line members, he was the rookie, the center. And guess what? He got relieved of his duties maybe 24 to 48 hours ago. That young man is no longer on the team. So, Jimmy, if you need to cut every day, if you need to cut every 24 hours to get this situation right in Cleveland, you need to go ahead and do that. Because tomorrow is a home game. Next Sunday is a home game. And then your very last game this year is going back to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. And if you can get your stuff right, maybe you can end this season on a good note if you go ahead and win against the Bengals. Because from what I'm hearing, the Buffalo Bills defense is the last serious defense you have to contend against this year. The game next week against the Steelers, that's at home. I go ahead and cut some more players, bring some more players in because what Jimmy Haslam did do after he cut Dillinger, he brought in a gentleman by the name of Wesley French that got drafted by what team was that? He got drafted by the Colts in 2024. Nope, he got drafted by the Colts in 2022. So he's a 4th-year veteran. Last year, earlier this year, last year, he was with the Dallas Cowboys on their practice squad. So I'm going to say, hey, Jimmy, I'm going to go ahead and put it on out there. Don't put him on no practice squad. Go ahead and throw him out there just like y'all did Shedeur Sanders. If he's worth the contract you just gave him. If not, end that contract too in the next 48 hours. Jimmy, there's no time for you to start playing mix and match O-liners. Go ahead and throw French out there tomorrow and see what he can do. Forget the practice squad. He's a 4-year veteran. He's been with the Colts. He's been with the Cowboys. He's played 17 games, so he has some experience. So, Jimmy, throw him out there like you did Shedeur Sanders and see if he floats. Let's move forward. Stop playing with Shedeur's safety. That's all I'm saying. Stop playing with the young man's safety. But I guess everybody don't care like that. But good move, Jimmy. But cut some more. Go ahead and cut some more, Jimmy. Cut. The Cleveland Browns only has 9 NFL draft picks for 2026. Only 9. So they can't address everything. But they do need to pick up some O-liners, O-line members, and wide receivers. I was saying round 1, round 2, and round 3, and I'm serious about that. Now, Amarion Miller he is not an NFL prospect for next year. I guess he's going to move on. And Mario Miller, thank you so much for all of the highlights and the special moments that you gave us. As the Colorado Buffalo fans, and wherever you go, young man, I understand loyalty can only get you so far in life, and I understand you have your own dreams and your own aspirations. So I wish you the best. We wish you the best, Omarion Miller. And we will definitely see Omarion Miller on a team whenever he decides to, be a draft prospect. But there is one young man that has played with Shedeur Sanders, and he has said that he is going to be in the NFL draft for 2026. And his name is, and I've called his name several other times. Oh, yes, that wide receiver, Jordan Tyson, that he has declared himself for the 2026 NFL draft. Cleveland. I don't know what position you are. I know you do got 2 draft picks in round 1. If you can't get Tate, if you cannot get Tate, go out and get Jordan. Go ahead and get Jordan Tyson. Him and Shedeur Sanders unplayed, but he's been a Colorado Buffalo. Him and Shedeur, they got some chemistry. So go ahead and do right, Andrew Barry. And in 2027, if Omarion Miller is eligible, go ahead and pick up Omarion Miller. Omarion Miller is coming through the gate with some mud on his feet, so he's ready. And Jerry Jeudy, if you were there, and Jimmy, you have all right to go ahead and cut Jerry Jeudy. Us as the new Cleveland Brown fans, and even as the old Cleveland Brown fans, we're not going to get upset. Just go ahead and cut him, trade him, whatever you need to do, but get him off the field. I would rather for a rookie to be dropping those type of touchdown plays than Jerry Jeudy just to give him up and let a defender just rip it. Jerry Jeudy, you caught it in the end zone, and you let a defender. Yeah, I know that defender is Pro Bowl, high elite defensive player, but Jerry, you caught it in your chest, and you let the defender rip it out in the end zone. Okay, let me move forward. But Jimmy and Andrew, here's my recommendation. If Tate is not available, go ahead and get Jordan Tyson for next year. I hope you all got your notes, your drink, and your vest, because you already know we vested up on Saturday. But let me go ahead and play you this clip of someone that had an issue with the Cleveland Browns letting go Dillinger. Yeah, she brought her rabbit mouth and her rabbit mind back up. Just going to retire, Mary. But listen to what she said. Hear what Mary Kay Cabot had to say about Kevin Stefanski's job in the Cleveland as the Cleveland Browns head coach. And watch this other foolishness she gonna say about another player for the Cleveland Browns.
I'm on record as saying that I do think that Kevin deserves a chance to coach this football team when he has a quarterback that he can win consistently with. And I don't know that he's really had that yet here for any length of time. No.
Let's pause, because I swear the Cleveland Browns media, they think we have short-term memory. Who did Kevin Stefanski choose as quarterback? Round 3, number 92 or 94? Oh, no. We're not going to forget that Dylan Gabriel is on this team. No. We're not going to forget that Dylan Gabriel is on this team. The same player, the same quarterback that Kevin Stefanski hooped and hollered for, that Mary Kay Cabot hooped and hollered for, that Tony Grossi put on a pedestal, that Mary Kay Cabot put up on a pedestal ahead of Shedeur. And they switched the characteristics of the player. Oh no, Mary, we're not going to forget that you was the one. You was the one that highlighted Dylan Gabriel. Why no one's mentioning Dylan Gabriel's name? Did you catch in this clip that she didn't even mention Dylan Gabriel's name? Oh no. He is still on that team. As far as I know, he has not been cut. So Mary Kay Cabot and everybody that's speaking on this situation and talking about, what the Cleveland Browns need to do, and Kevin Stefanski, he needs to maintain his job at the Cleveland Browns organization as head coach. Let us not forget that Dylan Gabriel still exists. Let us not forget all of the headlines that we saw about Dylan Gabriel, starting from rookie mini camp. Mary, I'm about to give myself high blood pressure messing with these people here. Dylan Gabriel. He still exists. Mary Kay, what are you talking about? Kevin Stefanski chose his quarterback. That's the one he decided to run with. And what you mean? Kevin Stefanski hasn't got a quarterback that he can win with. He chose Dylan Gabriel. You know what? Let me go ahead and finish. Let me go ahead and finish this clip right here. Because my high... Keep going, Mary.
I think he would be that here too. So if I were making the decision, I would try to give him the quarterback and see what he can do with it. That's how I feel about that. And then as far as Andrew is concerned, I certainly don't see how you, pack up your NFL defensive rookie of the year, get him ready to head out to the awards ceremony. And then you've got all these other really great rookies that you have just drafted in one of the best rookie classes that I've ever seen here, and say, oh no, you're done. Sorry, Andrew, that's just not, this is not going to fly. I remember at the owners' meetings, Jimmy Haslam said, this is a very important draft and he basically has to nail it. And I think he's nailed it. I think he has nailed this draft, and I think we can pretty much all agree on that. And he hasn't even necessarily made one of the most important pieces of that draft, and that was the first rounder that will come in 2026. So I just don't see that Andrew is going anywhere based on what we've seen from this draft class so far. Mm-hmm. I think it's the foundation, and I know how you guys feel about this. I think this year is the foundation, and I will say it again, of Super Bowl window 2. And I think that next year will be the second layer of that. And I think that Andrew will be the one making those decisions.
So let me go ahead and remind you, Mary Kay Cabot, she's not in those meetings. She's a beat writer. Garrettbush has already, let me go ahead and show you this right here. Let me bring Garrettbush's quote back up to the screen. Garrettbush has already exposed all the Cleveland Browns beat writers. They can't go to practice. They really can't talk to anyone until after practice is over, and they get all their talking points from whoever is giving them their talking points for today. So on Monday, they may get talking points for someone else. On Tuesday, it could be a third party. On Wednesday, it could be the maintenance man. On Thursday, it could be the pool person. Mary Kay Cabot, just know, all I'm trying to say is Mary Kay Cabot is getting these talking points for someone who's paying her to say that. Because Mary Kay Cabot don't know what she's talking about. She even forgot to mention that Kevin's picked up Dylan Gabriel in this draft. Whew. Okay. Now, there is one man I will always have respect for, because in that NFL draft, when all them teams skipped over Shedeur Sanders in the first round, I'm trying to say it, I have never seen a white man went crazy about a black man getting I've never seen a white man go crazy over a black man getting looked over. Except Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper will always have a place in my heart. But let me tell you what Mel Kiper just said. Let me let you hear what Mel Kiper just said about the Cleveland Browns situation, and he kind of echoed exactly what I said about what the Cleveland Browns, Andrew Berry, forget Kevin Stefanski input, because hey, it stands on record, and Mary Kay Cabot just alluded to it. Andrew Berry is the one that picked the 2025 Cleveland Browns rookie team, elite team. So Andrew Berry's going to get credit for all of that. But Kevin Stefanski, your only credit for this year's draft rookies is Dylan Gabriel. So go ahead and take your bow, Kevin. Oh, I'm ready for you to leave. Let me go, Mel. What's your recommendation for the Cleveland Browns?
what they need. You're right about Cleveland, watching Shedeur and getting hit and still delivering balls. To me, that's the biggest need when you say the O-line. That's where it all begins and ends for these teams now. When you see good offensive line play, solid offensive line play, impacts everything. When it breaks down, it affects everybody in that offensive line because at Cleveland with the injuries and everything going on there, can't run the ball, can't protect. All those things add up. So you're right. They have to get not just one. They need three. They got to come out of this draft with three. Or free agency, three, just like the Bears did for Caleb. What did they do? They went out and got with three of them. Interior of that offensive line, so important. That's where the Browns have to do their work as well. So we'll see. Next year's offensive line of the Cleveland Browns is going to be a lot different than the one we see right now.
Go ahead and speak that, Mel Kiper. And Andrew Barry, if I was you, I would go ahead and talk to Shedeur behind the scenes and go ahead and invite Mel Kiper out to lunch and dinner for a whole week and pull Mel Kiper into that conference room and said, Mel, hey, I need some suggestions on some O-line members. Who you looking at? And go ahead and let Mel Kiper go ahead and give you his recommendations for round 1, 2, 3, 4, and what O-line members to pick up as a undrafted free agent. Because as I stated, it's some diamond in the roughs in an undrafted free agents. Because if Shedeur would have kept on sliding in this year's draft, he would have been deemed an undrafted free agent. So Andrew Barry, Jimmy Haslam, any O-line undrafted free agent that come knocking on your door and say, hey, let me try out to protect Shedeur Sanders on that line, go ahead and give them young men an opportunity.